Lesson 55, 56, and 57. Part 4, Pieces with String Crossing from Learn Violin Fast, Book 2. You might wonder why we're now halfway through the second book and we're still playing pieces that are very much like what you found at the end of book 1. And the reason for that is there's a lot of new skills. Holding a bow motion, holding the violin a very awkward way over your left shoulder, holding the left hand, pressing fingers on the tapes. All those skills take a lot of practice to really master and make them almost second nature. So the reason for constantly easy music that keeps popping up in these books is gives us a chance to have an easy notes to master those positions and how we play. So as you progress through the books and when you have these easy exercises, the idea is that you're able to improve your bow hold, your sound, your left hand technique, and your posture because you're not focusing too much on difficult notes. So the idea behind this constantly popping up easy exercises is to keep improving your tone production, your positions, your posture, and making sure that your fingers are in the right place, making the right notes. So 55 is string crossing exercises on G and D strings. We discussed earlier that we try to avoid string crossing by using pinkies, but for the purpose of this exercise, we want to use the open D to practice switching our bow. Number 55, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 56, lightly row. Typically, you hear this piece played on D and A strings, so this is a variation on lightly row. Now it's on the G and the D strings. Now, the reason G and D strings are a little bit trickier is that your left fingers, have to reach a little bit farther. Remember that your hand and your fingers are on the right side of the violin's neck, and when you go to the G string, it's not that those notes are higher, but they're farther for your fingers to reach. So you're going to have to make sure you're nice and loose, your hand is nice and open, and allow your fingers to stretch over to the G string and then press down without squeezing your wrist or your shoulder. So this is lightly row, number 56 on G and D strings. Try to keep your hands nice and relaxed and stretch with your fingers with the proper curved finger shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just realized I played the last line with quarter notes, but it's printed as half notes. So if you are confused and if you're working from the book that the last line is different, the last line of lightly row of number 56 should sound like this. Apologies for that. So again, that little change from is it all quarter notes or is it half notes changes between the lines, and that what makes it tricky. Number 57, we have Frère Jacques, and again, it's a variation where we play on the G string mostly. There is some D string, and this is an exercise for French folk song. We get to practice some of the string crossing and some of those finger patterns. So this is number 57, Frère Jacques, a French folk song exercise on G and D. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if you noticed, but when I went string crossing, did you notice how I didn't use my entire arm? I try to use more of my hand pivoting at the wrist. So as you get more advanced, try to use as little of your hand as possible because that will give you the most control. If the entire arm is moving between strings, that makes it quite challenging. So when you have to go back and forth between strings, and this is something when I get to in book 3, we try to pivot the hand at the wrist so that way not the entire arm moves, but less of the hand and fingers, which makes it a lot more accurate. Thank you for watching. Again, if you find these tutorials helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue to learn these songs.